We kick off with the front page of the Daily Express, and Her Majesty is home, Sajila.
Yeah, can I just say, before we start, this is a real honour to be able to do like a tribute show for Majesty, the Queen, and it's been quite emotional for me. I know we've got different, kind of ways of looking at grief, but we're going to talk about it later. So I'm going to kick off the first story.
Do you care to tell me, if it's not an obvious question, why it's been emotional for you?
Because I think when there is a huge loss like this to the nation, she wasn't just like... So I've had, like, all my family contact me. They're global. They're all over the world and different nationalities. And, they're phoning up and saying, oh, really sorry to, just want to pay our respects, because I think we're the closest they know. And I have had afternoon tea at Buckingham Palace. So, and my grand aunt, who was really important to me, all the big women in my life that were important, generations back, even going back to, their homelands, they all love the Queen, always been constant. And so for her to go, it also brings up your own grief, I think. That's what it is. I think that we saw that with Diana, because it was such an orphan, she was young, it was a different thing. We knew that, and I think we talked about this in the show, that, she wasn't going to be around forever, but it just felt a little bit of a shock that she had gone.
Yeah.
And I think it just triggered previous griefs that we've had, but also the unknown. We are in such uncertain times. And I have to say, I don't know about you, Diane, but I think Charles is actually, I take back what I said, I think he's really stepped up. I think he's, they scrubbed up well, but he's sounding like a king. You know what I mean? He's sounding like he could lead us. But I also think she made a great sacrifice. Everyone thought she should abdicate, but I think she actually did her child a great service.
Yes.
She knew the sacrifices she had to make, and she let him live his life the way that he wanted to live it. And actually, that was the kindest, most loving thing she could have done. And I don't think people saw that before, that she actually saved him.
I think that's a really fair point. And that very smooth, elegant transition by which he became king, of course, under terribly sad circumstances. But, if the Queen had stepped down early, then perhaps Charles in a few years would be under pressure to do the same. Whereas now, this guy that's been king in waiting for decades is prepared for the job, and he's got a great legacy. He can pick up on where the Queen left off.
Yeah, but also having lived his life, more on his terms than he would have done had he taken the crown when he was younger, like his mother.
Yeah.
I mean, she really did have to sacrifice.
Well, perhaps this is a real, positive in what is ultimately a very sad story, Diane, which is that the king is very prepared for this role now. He's had years to think about it and get ready.
Yes, and I think what's important to note is that we do have working royals. There have been many kings and queens throughout the ages who have not been working royals. They have sort of sat literally in a palace and done pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
But our royal family, they don't. They get out there, they meet people, they create charities, they do lots of work, and they interact with the public, and they work. They do work.
Over 300 engagements a year.
Which is incredible. I mean, what a gig list. I mean, good grief.
That's better than our gig list.
Oh, it's way better than our combined gig list.
So
she was hardcore gigging the whole time. Yeah. And now, like you said, I never thought about it that way, that she's given him, by continuing, she gave him a lot of extra time. You focus on your charities, you do your thing, because the second you've got this job, that's it.